Hello everybody, it's Michael Lutzmann, one of the managing directors of the Opimian Wine Club. I'm here with Louise Wilsom, Master of Wine, and this is your Cellar in a Snap for C290, which is New Zealand, Australia, and Burgundy. So let's talk about New Zealand first, Louise.
Sure.
And what about the 2021 vintage? They had some problems, didn't they?
2021 was a tricky one for New Zealand. There was some spring frosts resulting in a smaller vintage. But the good news is it's a small but high quality vintage.
And we've got two wines that I wanted to bring your attention to, and one is the Sauvignon Blanc. It's a coup de cœur. So what the coup de cœur is, it's one of the wines that gets the highest score when we do the tasting, when the masters of wine taste these wines. And then we've got the Pinot Noir as well, which is Greg's pick. Greg Reinhardt, our other managing director, he loves Pinot Noir and he loves this one from Massi Dacta. So now we've turned to page 10, which is Australia. And why don't we talk a little bit about the major regions that are in Australia? What would be your top one?
I can't say top one because there's so many.
It's
amazing,
like your favorite child?
That's right.
Yes,
that's
okay.
right. But some of the classics, some of the most well-known regions, one would be McLaren Vale.
Right, and we've got Hastwell and Lightfoot from there, and Beck Hardy wines, as well as her dad, Jeff Hardy, wines all from that region.
It's a warm Mediterranean region, so we can imagine nice, rich, ripe wines from McLaren Vale. Classic for Chardonnay, Shiraz, Cabernet Sauvignon, Grenache, and Merlot.
And how about Adelaide Hills? What do you think?
So up in the Adelaide Hills, a little bit cooler due to elevation. So here we're going to get, elegant wines, refined wines, wines with great structure, typically Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, Shiraz, and Pinot Noir grown in Adelaide Hills.
And you members will see a lot of Jeff Hardy wines from Adelaide Hills. Over to the Hunter Valley?
So Hunter Valley Semillon is such a classic wine, such a special wine from that region. The Semillon really is notable for how long it can age. It's decades even, and how it evolves as it ages. The region also grows Chardonnay, Shiraz, and even Tempranillo.
So, and then we'll go to the Margaret River with our Chapman Grove,
which is really known for high-end premium wines. So they're really producing top shelf wines there. Chardonnay, Cabernet Sauvignon, Semillon Sauvignon Blanc blends, great use of oak, really rich, flavorful wine.
That's brilliant. And so let's talk about Shiraz.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so you were kind enough to write an article for us, and I loved it. And it really is, Shiraz is one of the top varietals with Opimian members. We sell a lot of it. But there are so many different expressions of Shiraz, aren't there?
That's true. So I think one of the reasons that we all love Shiraz so much is just its generosity. So there's a lot of fruit, very supple fruit, ample fragrance. It's got great structure with firm tannins and fresh acidity, but they're still inviting, they're still welcoming. So I think it's a very approachable wine.
So some of the best Shirazes that we've got here in 290 is the Berton Vineyard Winemaker's Reserve Shiraz. That's 2020 was the best seller with members last year. Hastwell and Lightfoot Shiraz from McLaren Vale, 4.5 stars with Wine State Magazine, quite impressive. Jeff Hardy, the K1, I can tell you that the Jeff Hardy K1 line, I just can't get enough of it. And that Shiraz case is going to be amazing. And Beck Hardy also is making a Shiraz. That Beck Hardy Shiraz is quite amazing, and it was in the Masters case last year, and we just did that live tasting, and it was amazing wine. So let's go to Burgundy. You'll notice that there's a bottle of Burgundy in front of us now. That's always a good thing.
Yes.
So why don't we talk a little bit about the unfortunate harvest that they've had this year?
Yes, 2021 was a challenge as far as the harvest goes. For all of France, actually, the production is down almost 30%, and specifically in Burgundy. So it's going to be a small vintage for 2021. There was late spring frosts, there was rain, there's disease, there was hail. There's just challenge after challenge this year. On the good note, though, the wine that we have in this cellar, the 2018, is actually an outstanding vintage.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about our new producer from Burgundy. It's actually Fiona's on the cover, Fiona and her husband Michael from Mischief and Mayhem are bringing us both of the huge varietals from Burgundy, the Pinot Noir and the Chardonnay.
Yeah, so the two classic grape varieties from Burgundy, for whites, Chardonnay, and for reds, Pinot Noir.
And you know, with Mischief and Mayhem coming in, a couple of Brits that moved to Burgundy and started a winery, right? It's an age-old story that goes so very well. So Louise, why don't we talk a little bit about this wine, the Domaine Bonardaud. It's Bourgogne Haute Côte de Nuit. It's the first time I'm familiar, I've heard about this. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Sure, this is a regional appellation, and this appellation has a little bit more altitude. So you would expect the wines to be fresh, nice crisp acidity. 2018 was a really good vintage for the region as a whole. So 2018 is a perfect year to find great finds in regional appellations such as we have here. And we just tasted this wine and it's outstanding.
And I wanted to mention the coup de coeur. Those are the top wines that scored the best. And we've got the Macédacta Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough. We've got the Briar Ridge Cold Soaked Cabernet Sauvignon, and that's 2018. And we've got the Domaine des Artaud Fernet. You'll see some back here and up there. and so that's from Pamar. And we've also got the Côte de Nuit Village from Domaine des Artaud Fernet that just are so amazing. And you'll notice again, there's lots of magnums to choose from here. Those are so impressive at a party, and I just love holding them.
Showstoppers.
Yeah, I just absolutely love that. In conclusion, please check out our social media platforms for more suggestions. And the last day to order is December 13th, so don't miss out. Thank you a lot, Louise.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.